I mean, mankind are so good at making places beautiful, aren't we? We can make something out of nothing. What you have just witnessed is first grade paranormal evidence. As you can see, the apparition moves and then it comes back out of frame. Just wanting to say a little bit of a hello to you, the audience. This is not dust or a light anomaly. You can clearly see the vessel form and then leave shot. We are now inside of, I believe this may be some form of chapel, or it's an extension of the cathedral itself. And as you can see, the energy is already starting to build. The energy knows that I was coming. And fun fact, morally, I didn't know whether this would be the right thing. And then straight away, Spirit said, Jordan, when has that ever stopped you? So what you are now going to see is me take Ella from her case. We are going to place her in different locations and capture some EVPs. The problem is with this is we are going to have a little bit of sound pollution. The reason being is we do have people all around this location. This isn't just Jordan's. Fun fact, I have wanted it to be, but the powers to be haven't allowed it. The powers to be being mankind. Again, the stuff I do is very controversial. So let's find a quiet spot. Let's get Ella out. Let's have a little bit of a back and forth conversation going. And let's see if we can speak to some of the spirits and some of the energies which call this their home. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in this episode it's going to be very different to some of the videos you may have seen. This is another experiment. Here we are in the centre of Newcastle upon Tyne, and here before me we have a church. I think it's a church or it's a cathedral. It's one of the two, either side. I don't care what it is. All I know, it is a place of worship. Now, why is this important for me today? So first of all, I'm not going to mass. I'm not going to pray. I don't follow religion in that sense. I work with a higher energy, yes, granted. However, not in the way mankind see it. But what you have to understand is this has been a monumental pillar of hope. And this has been something where a lot of people will come and pray when they are in need. Now, I want to use that energy and magnify it to my own, my own wants, needs and desires, selfishly. If this episode goes well, you are going to see me recording inside with my friend Ella. Now, as you will all be fully aware, if you haven't seen the episode of I'm Ella, Ella is a big part of the paranormal team here at Telpeel Serve. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going into this location, I'm going to be using that energy, and we're going to be drawing some EVPs out. So, all being said, that's if I can get inside and I don't get stopped. Because, fun fact, people don't like people to do what I do. It's against, it's one of those things. To me, this is normal, it is a way of life. However, I understand to a lot of people, it's absolutely terrifying. So anyway, let's get inside and let's hope that we don't get caught. So this is the building that we're going to be going inside, ladies and gents. Unfortunately, they might be doing some work, so we might have to cut this video short. Well, let's just have a little look. Let's see. I might have to tell some porcupines here just so I can get around the place. So I do apologise to anyone who takes offence to that sort of thing. Gonna pull it. I'm gonna just come through the vat. Oh, wow. Wow. So in terms of what we are doing, we are going to have to try and find a quiet spot, because I'm going to be generating as much energy as I can using my items. And obviously I don't want to scare anyone. Some crazy energy down there. Don't think we're allowed down there though, folks. Now what we are going to do, we're going to have a little walk around, because I already know the area I want to go and sit in. But there's a beautiful stained glass window down at the bottom of here. I mean, mankind are so good at making places beautiful, aren't we? We can make something out of nothing. What you have just witnessed is first grade paranormal evidence. As you can see, the apparition moves and then it comes back out of frame. Just wanting to say a little bit of a hello to you, the audience. This is not dust or a light anomaly. You can clearly see the vessel form and then leave shot. And look at that. Now that there looks like a podium for Ella. Now I think Ella would look lovely on there. I don't think many people will agree. But, so what we're going to do is now, we're going to set up. We are now inside of, I believe this may be some form of chapel, or it's an extension of the cathedral itself. And as you can see, the energy is already starting to build. The energy knows that I was coming. And fun fact, morally, I didn't know whether this would be the right thing. And then straight away, Spirit said, Jordan, when has that ever stopped you? So what you are now going to see is me take Ella from her case. We are going to place her in different locations and capture some EVPs. The problem is with this is we are going to have a little bit of sound pollution. The reason being is we do have people all around this location. This isn't just Jordan's. Fun fact, I have wanted it to be, but the powers to be haven't allowed it. The powers to be being mankind. Again, the stuff I do is very controversial. So let's find a quiet spot. Let's get Ella out. Let's have a little bit of a back and forth conversation going. And let's see if we can speak to some of the spirits and some of the energies which call this their home. So we have just on the left, which is such a beautiful, let's have a little look at what's through here actually, before we go and start doing what we're going to do. This area is beautiful. The Brass Eagle is the oldest lectern in northern England. Now, what a beautiful piece of history. Now, Ella would look good up there. I think there's going to be a lot of you wondering, is he actually walking around the city centre with a doll? And yes, I am, but it's for science. You know, it's for science. Now, I would read it to you, but I'm not very good at reading. So let's have a little look. So we are now going to set up a little experiment. I do know a quiet location. So for now, we're going to go and pray with the energy. We'll use that as a disguise and hope no one watches and sees what I'm doing and then calls some sort of exorcism on us. Because I work with the energy. There's nothing scary about the energy. What there is misunderstandings. Which, if you are all long-term viewers in my channel, you'll be very much aware. Now this is the room I've picked. As you can see here, the energy. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said energy, but trying to put it in context for you, the audience, I'll walk into different locations and I'll pick up on very different energies. Now straight away you can feel the energy becoming charged. I'm starting to get tingles on my neck. I'm also effectively starting to choke up. Now, what we're going to do, so hopefully, if I can, I'm going to put Ella up there. I'd love Ella to go on there for a picture, but I am being watched and everything I do is being observed, so I need to just be careful. Wow, look at that. Hello, pretty. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set up the camera. Set up the camera on his. So remember, ladies and gents, you may hear some noise pollution. There's literally nothing I can do about that. What we are going to do now, so we're going to bring Ella out. And we're going to place Ella just on the bag. What we are going to do is we're going to place Ella up on next to the cross. So what I would like, start an EVP session. Are there any spirits that don't like Ella? I appreciate she's the realms. Now I've just seen a light apparition in the corner of the room. Wow. Oh my God, the realms have joined us. Wow. Wow. This is hard to describe. I'm shaking. All in the name of science. Are there any spirits that don't like Ella? I appreciate she's the realms. Now I've just seen a light apparition in the corner of the room. Wow. Oh my God, the realms have joined us. Last 3 minutes to see it. Okay, so that's went on to another recording, which it will happen. I've actually removed Ella from there. The reason being is there's quite a few people going past. Oh, my heart's racing. Are there any spirits that would like to come and communicate with me? I have moved Ella off the podium. Thank you for that. She looked really good up there. Can I have your name? This is so intense. Are there any spirits that would like to come and communicate with me? I have moved Ella off the podium. Thank you for that. She looked really good up there. Could I have your name? Oh my God. I would like to communicate with any of the spirits in this location. Sorry, Ella. I think you're going to have to go in the bag now. Sorry. So I've placed Ella away there. The reason being is there are far too many children walking past. Obviously, this is spooky to adults, never mind to children. And I'm not here to scare people. I'm here to give people a good understanding. So I've still got Ella with me. You have all seen Ella. Yes, we've brought her into this environment. Was it a good move? Was it a smart move? 100%. Why isn't it? But what I am going to say is the energy in this room is very intense. I don't think I've ever felt energy as intense as this. Is this because spirit don't want me here? Definitely not. But I come here under the name of science to gain evidence. Now you may see my face is burning up. Now this isn't because I'm wearing a jacket and a hat indoors. Whilst appreciated, again, to any of you who've experienced that, you will know that it's a different sensation. It's a different feeling. I'm not hot. I'm cold. But a lot of people will say I've got a cold heart as a joke, lol. But it's one of those things where I'm feeling different sensations in here. So what I'm going to do is now, I would like to communicate with the energy that is doing this and making physical changes to my body. Can you please come and speak? Do you enjoy being in this location? What's it like in the spirit world? Okay, so just to show each and every one of you, this is a two brand new AA batteries. I've just been explaining how I'm going through these changes within my body. Don't worry, I'm not, having any sort of changes in that respect. However, within the energy, within my auric field, I'm sensing changes. And now brand new batteries have been drained on my equipment. The spirit world are very good at doing this. What we're going to do is we're going to try and... But this is why I would have been feeling the energy going, because they've been taking the energy at the same time. Wow, never seen that before. Just won't work. So we've now lost all comms, so it's not good, is it? Hopefully, is this a Jordan problem? I think it was a Jordan problem. So it hasn't drained its battery. You've got to remember I'm using a very old piece of equipment, and naturally I'm drawn to using digital equipment. However, you know, this is quite basic in its entirety, and I've had lots of good, intelligent responses. By the way, everyone, we've got merch on sale. If anyone's wanting to help Heal Serve hats or hoodies, they are purchased to order. But what we're going to do is now.
Are there any spirits that would like to come and communicate with me? I have moved Ella off the podium. Thank you for that. She looked really good up there.
So we didn't record before, and I think that was my fault. So that is debunked. That was not spirit. Are there any spirits that would like to come and sit next to me? I love this location. Do you feed on people's energy? Do you like me being here? Now we're going to review that back.
Are there any spirits that would like to come and sit next to me? I love this location. Do you feed on people's energy? Do you like...
So we didn't capture any EVPs there, but we do have somebody coming in the room. So what we are going to do is we're going to have a walk around and see if we capture anything else. But yes, Ella is unfortunately going to be staying in the bag for the rest of this one. Anyway, let's get going. It's nice, isn't it? It's a welcoming energy. I mean, when you look at how many man hours it must have taken to do something like that, it's impressive, isn't it? Human beings can be so, you know, creative, but then so evil in the same sense.
You've got all these altars. Do you know why you have all these altars?
I actually don't. So the reason why I'm here today is I'm a psychic medium, and I go to different locations, and I do like adventures with a psychic medium. So I'll come to these sorts of locations and I'll work with the energy. But in terms of the history elements and aspects to these, I'm not religious in any way, shape or form. In a crazy, I know it's crazy because I work with spirits, but...
I can tell you some things about it because...
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, would you mind, because this is actually going on YouTube, so can I keep your audio in? Yeah. I'll not have you on footage, but I mean, it would be great.
Well, what you've got to bear in mind is that this cathedral has been here a long time, and it was obviously originally a Catholic church.
Right.
So they have all these altars because they could say masses at different times.
I get you, right.
And there was one day in the year, close to Easter, when they would say different masses at all the little altars.
Oh, so like separate congregations?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So that you could go to mass more than once. That was the only day in the year you could go to mass more.
Oh, right. I never realised that. I mean, I think this is like the second time I've been in here, but I mean, I've never really been in to have a good look around or anything like that. But that makes sense now from that way, because I did notice that there was a few different, because obviously there's this bigger one just behind me. Yeah. That one's also quite nice and intriguing. Yes. But I wondered why there were so many in one location.
That's why.
And that explains it.
Yeah. And of course you see it's only a little room, so there might only be a small group of people.
Yeah.
But what they used to do was, on this particular day of the year, you'd come into the church, and when you heard a bell, there's a mass being said over here.
Oh, right, so they would go...
there's one being said over here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome, that. Thanks, I honestly didn't know that. I wonder, so is there any sort of history to... I don't know if you know, but is there any sort of history to the plaques on the floor? Because I noticed when I come in, I was drawn, there was a lot of energy in these plaques, and I just don't understand.
Well, from what I've been reading, some of them, people are buried there.
Right, so that would make sense then. Right, okay. Oh, wow. Now that we know that, I think we might have to put the bag back down. So we do what's called EVPs. So that it's electronic voice phenomenon, where you basically capture spirit voices. And that's kind of what I was literally just doing before you had come in. Oh yes. And I know, I mean, the way that we do it is very, very controversial, the way I do it. But it's I mean, yeah, it's. So I think what I might do is now, based on what you've just said, we're going to try and see if we can actually get. So I'm not putting any words into this device. All it is it's a simple dictaphone. So I don't know if you've ever seen one before. Yeah, so that's all this is. It's a very old one. All I'm going to do, starting an EVP session. I would like the energy to come forward, and can you tell me your name? Now my hand's tingling on this one. Are you making my hand tingle? Wow, just to document it, everyone. My hand's now shaking. There's nothing medically wrong with us at all. So then what we're going to do.
I'm starting an EVP session. I would like the energy to come forward. Can you tell me your name? My hand's tingling on this one. Are you making my hand tingle? Wow, just to document it, everyone. My hand's now shaking. There's nothing medically wrong with this.
So, almost certain I just heard a voice here talk. No, that was me. So that's debunked, everyone. That was my own voice. I should know my own voice by now. I have reviewed this footage, and this was indeed spirit. This was called mimicking. That was not me speaking in those moments. However, what you did hear was my voice. Very interesting, nothing to worry about. So that's basically what I was doing before. But obviously, but that's super interesting. Thanks for sharing that. It's I would never have known.
Believe in God?
I mean, to be completely honest with you, and this is a good, relevant point that you brought up, because lots of people have asked us that. So I believe in a higher power. However, I don't believe in the way that it's been brought forward to mankind. I believe human beings can manipulate things to suit ourselves. I believe there is a higher energy. That being said, does it take the form of a human being? No, in my personal opinion. However, it's energy. It's the same energy that I work with on a daily basis, and we bring forward evidence. So a lot of the investigations we do, you'll capture anomalies, or you'll see, like, I'm working with energy, and we capture evidence from the afterlife. So to me, I believe in energy, which is essentially God.
Remember, God isn't a human being, is he?
Exactly, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't believe that. A lot of people, it depending on the person and their understanding, because each and every one of us have got the right to have our own understanding, and depending on the way you've been brought up, you've been taught, it's going to be very different to one another. So in my personal opinion, God to me is what you want it to be. Each and every person can have a piece of God. In my personal opinion, we already are God's ourselves. We have the God particle. Now that's kind of something that I think is a real thing, I don't know. But in a nutshell, it's the energy part of us. That's the piece of God we all have. We all have life. And as we have life, that's kind of where I'm at with God. So the reason why I went in there's going to be a lot of people who watch this on YouTube going, oh, actually, that's his views on it, because I get asked it all the time. Do I believe in God? I believe in a higher power. I believe in these sorts of locations because it congregates people into one place, and it makes people feel, their own worth. It can be a place of solitude for people to find their path. But I often also think sometimes if people just take a step back out of their busy worlds, they wouldn't need to come to a location like this to feel at peace with God or to feel connected. You can do that at home. You can do it, but we live. Yeah.
The idea of coming to the church is because you're a community.
Exactly.
That's why they have communion.
Yeah. 100%. Totally agree with that. But I think as well, sometimes from myself, I believe sometimes, you know, especially so for the work that I do, a lot of the time it can be, you're kind of shepherded or chaperoned into believing what you need to believe to be accepted by God. So you have to live your life in a certain way. You have to do this to be, and this is where, for me, mankind's notions come into it. And that's for myself where I kind of step away from religion.
No, you've picked that up the wrong way, you see.
Possibly I have.
What they do is, you see, they educate people on what has been.
Yeah.
And you form your opinions.
So based on history. Is that what you mean, like based on history?
No, it's well, obviously what's been written.
Taught. Yeah.
People have said.
See, I mean...
And what you have is, you see, you've got a situation where, I'll give you an example in a different form. Like, when I watch a football match, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But when I watch it with other people, I enjoy it more.
Yeah, 100%. No, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like I say, I mean, I like the community element to it because it gives people a sense of worth and it gives them a sense of belonging. A lot of people are searching for a sense of belonging and they can't find it out on the streets, or they can't find it. So I totally agree with, there's just, again, you know, I just think sometimes, personally for myself, I get a lot of people who come to me who've come from a Christian background, or they've come from a Muslim background, or they've come from, because I teach people on YouTube. And a lot of these times when the people are coming to me, they are having deep conflicts with themselves. The reason being is what they've been taught growing up with their beliefs, what they've had to do religiously, conflicts with what they are seeing in real life. And so because I come into locations like this and, you know, whilst yes, it's controversial what I do, I've seen spirit from the age of 6-year-old. So I've seen spirit all my life. And the problem is if I come into an establishment like this, straight away they're like, oh, no, you can't say that. No, you don't work with ghosts. You don't work with the Holy Spirit. And what is the Holy Spirit? Because personally to me, I think the Holy Spirit, in my opinion, is the part of us that lives.
It's in us.
Exactly. So that is what I refer to as the soul. So all religions all have a common denominator. They're all kind of similar. Yes, there'll be lots of people in the comments saying, Jordan, they're completely different. But in certain respects, they are all similar. You are all searching for being part of something bigger than yourself. In my opinion, that's kind of what religion is. But I'm so glad you mentioned the topic of religion, because one of the guests the other day had asked us my thoughts on it. And I mean, what better place to come into to give kind of a talk?
Yeah. People say there isn't any signs of God in the world, but God is love.
God is love. Love is energy. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
100%.
You see people every day and you say good morning to people and you say
acts of kindness, you know, acts of kindness and gratitude. And
doesn't matter what religion they are, they're all kind, loving people.
Oh, 100%. 100%. You're always going to get the one that spoils it. It doesn't matter what religion you are. But like you've just said there, you know, everyone does get tarnished with the same brush. And that's the sad thing of like the societies that we live in. It doesn't matter, you can do lots of good things, but the second you make that one bad choice or that one bad decision, it just tarnishes everyone.
So do you go around Newcastle doing things?
So to be honest with you, I mean, I'm on my dinner at the minute, but I do like YouTube videos. So
I got told, you know the Blackfriars?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the most...
So it's a lot of, so see the thing is so like, I mean, I've got a location booked at the end of this month, so I do paranormal tours and stuff, so we're running that from the Little Theatre in Gateshead. But the problem is a lot of these big names, a lot of these big, you know, I've proven it time and time again. A video that we put up yesterday actually, where we were having back and forth spirit communication, it was in a shed. It literally doesn't need to be anywhere. The energies.
That's where it is supposed to be. I'm going into the castle now, but they're supposed to be in the castle.
Well, there is, and I'll tell you the reason why there is in the castle. So David is the monk so I went into the castle, Castle Keep. So I went into the Castle Keep, and as I was walking around there, I could sense a monk was following us, and I caught him on my peripheral, and I said, "Stop being creepy and come on camera." And you see a mist emerge on my camera. It's all documented. There's no sort of light pollution. There's nothing at all, and you see a mist forming and coming down. So you come on camera. And then I also had an interaction upstairs with a female. At the time, it was a very, very dark story she was telling us. I later found out it was Poppy, who was a flower girl and who had been raped and murdered in the prison cell. I was led to the prison cell. Also, when I went into the location, you hear spirit shouting my name, Jordan. Everywhere I go, spirit asks for me. Everywhere I go, any one of my videos, you know, I have equipment that spirit will come through and say, "Hi, Jordan, welcome." So I work with them, and the reason why I work with the spirit world is to raise awareness for them. A lot of people are scared, therefore spirit can't come close to help. A lot of people can have the help that they need, but they've got to have an understanding so that...
Why do you think that the spirit is there, and why don't you just go up?
Personally, the way that it works is we have the materialistic world that we live in, and there are also 7 different realms that reside. So you have spirit being one of them. So it's, if you think of the core of an onion, the core of the onion is the spirit world, which resides around the human world, which resides... Yeah, so basically like different layers.
Why do they stay here then?
So it's not that they stay here, we stay with them. This is their energy. We are basically coexisting alongside of them. And when I say they are intelligent, believe me, the spirit world a lot of people don't realize how intelligent the spirit world are until they start to have interactions with them. But in terms of what their purpose is, very, very, it's going to depend on the people that you speak to. But the one thing that we, as human beings, we believe we need to know the answers to everything, or we have the God-given right to know everything. But there's a lot that we don't know, and there's a lot that we will never know. And in terms of the realms, so you have what's spirit, and you have the realms, which is a little bit more playful energy. I work with all of them. What is their main purpose? That's not for us to know. It's basically, they come forward in evidence and they help us to know that, because basically the message is life goes on. This isn't it. Once we pass over and we come back, is energy. You know, we are, like you said at the beginning, we are energy. Our soul is the energy part of us. To you, there is 2 parts. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I've told you loads of information now. I bet you weren't expecting any of this. But I'm going to have to get back to work now. But I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure. What was your name? Sorry. Patrick. It's Patrick. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for showing me around. And my name's Jordan. If you ever want to see some of the stuff that we do, if you type in "help, heal, serve" on YouTube, I'll come straight up, because that's my message: help, heal, serve. Help individuals, heal individuals, and serve the spirit world. But thanks very much, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. People will be absolutely over the moon with the conversations we just had there. Oh, definitely. I don't think you realise you've asked a lot of questions that a lot of people do ask. So that's why it comes in really handy. But yeah, mate, lovely to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Hello everyone, so that concludes today's video. We had a wicked conversation with somebody who was very knowledgeable in there. So for those of you who've been asking us about questions about religion, we do cut on my opinions, thoughts and views. So if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and until the next time, bye bye for now.